Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. We're still a week away from the big back-to-school kickoff, but you should still expect a test today. This one will come across your radio and TV from the government. We'll explain.
A desperate plea from a father. A woman from Bakersfield was reported missing last week, and there are two particular spots people are being asked to search. We'll tell you where.
Getting in on the ground floor of groundbreaking research. We'll tell you about the opportunity that young, aspiring scientists can get at our local university. This is Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. Yeah, we're officially 1 week out from the major back-to-school day, but there are some students starting off today, too, so good luck to them.
Yeah, and they're starting off with not a bad forecast out there for the last couple of days of summer or the first day of school, whatever it is. And welcome back, Kevin Charette.
Yeah, a little R&R back in the saddle here. And yesterday was hot as I made my way back into town. 103 degrees was the high. And we take a look at the record on that date. It was 110. That was set back in 1990. We'll trim this back about 3 degrees today. 76 degrees out there right now. No winds for you. Take a look at the dog walk forecast. And we're featuring mango today. And you can see by 8 a.m., 81 degrees, rising to 88 at 10. And then we're in the 90s through the noon hour and into the 4 o'clock hour. And temperature going to be hovering right near the century mark. And if we take a look at the Tehachapi area, 59 degrees under a calm wind. And hour by hour, starting out in the 60s. And this afternoon, we're expecting the 80s. By 3 o'clock, the wind's picking up just out of the west at 15. I'll have much more in your forecast in just a little bit. But first, let's get a check of your morning commute. We'll send that over to Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Taking you outside for the first time this morning. We're going to look at the 99 near White Lane, and our traffic camera may be frozen there, but it's still looking pretty good on that side of town. Everything else around the county looking pretty good for the most part. We do have one accident on the 99 southbound lanes near County Line Road, near the County Line Road on-ramp. So be mindful if you're headed that way. Other than that, things are looking pretty good to start off your Wednesday morning. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes.
This morning, don't panic if you hear an emergency alert tone on your TV or radio. FEMA and the FCC will test the nationwide emergency alert system. That means at 11:20 this morning, you will see or hear a test. It should only last a minute. This test will be a little different from the presidential alert test last October. Only TVs and radios will get the alerts today. Your cell phone will not. FEMA and the FCC say this test ensures life-saving information can be sent quickly to you during emergencies. Governor Gavin Newsom is asking the Small Business Administration to help store owners affected by the Ridgecrest earthquakes. In a letter, the governor asked the SBA to declare a disaster for the damage caused by the two strong quakes. If approved, the SBA Disaster Assistance Program will make low-interest loans available to residents and businesses in Kern. Mr. Newsom says these loans will provide relief and help people recover from the impact of the quakes.
Now to an update on a shooting we told you about yesterday morning on Sunrise. A man has died and a woman is in custody after suffering from gunshot wounds. The shooting happened just before midnight yesterday in the 3300 block of Q Street. After police located the man inside an apartment, he was taken to the hospital where he later died of his wounds. He's been identified as 37-year-old Aaron Brent Kennedy. Bakersfield police say the suspect, Marvinisha Johnson, was arrested after a brief struggle with officers. Anyone with information on the case can call BPD at 327-7111. An alleged rapist is due in court today after being arrested in Los Angeles County. KCSO says that Armando Avalos was arrested on Monday. The 20-year-old's accused of kidnapping and raping a woman at gunpoint in Bakersfield. She was hospitalized with moderate injuries. Avalos faces several charges, including attempted murder. He's due in court later today. His bail is set at $1 million. If you have information about this case, call the sheriff's office at 861-3110, or you can remain anonymous by calling 322-4040. The father of a Bakersfield native believed to have been kidnapped or killed in Los Angeles County is pleading for help. The LA County Sheriff's Office has been searching for more than a week for Amanda Custer. They believe her boyfriend, Robert Camus, kidnapped her in Monrovia last Monday, and a video posted to social media appeared to show him rapping about killing her. He may have taken her to the San Gabriel Mountains, specifically the Mount Baldy and Little Creek areas. We told you first last week that Custer was from Bakersfield.
Her brother confirmed she graduated Liberty High School in 2006. She eventually left Kern County. Yesterday, her father shared a handwritten note asking anyone visiting Little Creek and Mount Baldy to please help find her. He ended the note writing, "We are pleading with anyone who may have a tip that might help to report it, as we are very distraught and need to bring our Amanda home." The district attorney's office says justice was served after the conviction of a local child predator. A jury found Abel Rios guilty of 5 felony counts involving sexual abuse of multiple victims less than 10 years old. The crimes happened more than over a 14-month span during 2017 and last year. Rios will be sentenced October 30th. He's facing multiple life sentences.
As Americans collectively try to come to grips with the horrific rash of gun violence sweeping our country, hundreds of people swarmed the Rabobank Convention Center last night to build bonds with peace officers, paramedics, and other first responders. Scenes like this playing out across the country during National Night Out Against Crime. It's an effort to bring those who wear the badge face to face with the people they serve to better understand not only what our first responders do on a day-to-day basis, but also the challenges everyday people face in navigating through life where violence and crime can be just around the corner. It's also an opportunity to learn about community and faith-based organizations out there in the trenches trying to tamp down the violence through intervention and prevention programs.
This is so important because it does allow community, one, the outlet to be able to grieve their concerns, but two, to be able to better understand the resources that they do have available to them in order to make themselves a safer community.
If you'd like to see more from our coverage of National Night Out, check out 17's content creator Maricel Maldonado's piece on our social media pages.
As one community celebrated law enforcement, another community mourned the lives lost in recent mass shootings. 17's Karen Waugh was at Bakersfield College last night, where they held a vigil for victims of gun violence.
The numbers are heartbreaking. 22 shot down at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas. 9 killed at a nightlife district in Dayton, Ohio. And 3 slain at the Gilroy Garlic Festival right here in California. That attack now being investigated as domestic terrorism.
These are tragic events. They were horrifying events, and it really impacted some students.
Gilroy, El Paso, and Dayton. 34 dead from mass shootings, all within the past week.
This can happen at a college campus. It can happen to us in a classroom.
Bakersfield College preparing for the worst to hit home.
So we will be boosting up our active shooter training protocols and drills on campus.
The BC student government held a vigil honoring the lives lost to gun violence. The Sikh community also held a vigil Sunday.
Violence is getting more and more. We need to bring love back among the people.
And in Delano, Kennedy High's football team dedicated their season to El Paso.
This is our team, and I just wanted you all to know that we are what?
El Paso strong! But vigil after vigil, some are wondering if thoughts and prayers will be enough.
So do you think we need gun control?
Yes, we do. I believe so. But that is my personal view.
In Kern County, there have been 61 homicides this year, according to our homicide tracker. 49 of those, more than 80%, have been due to gun violence.
BC student government is working with public safety to put on active shooter workshops. These are open to the public, and you can find more information on their website, bakersfieldcollege.edu. I'm Karen Waugh, 17 News.
For most students, school begins in just 1 week.
Yeah, but for Garces Rams, the first bell of the new school year will ring in just a couple hours, and we want to wish the students at Garces Memorial High School a very happy first day back.
And a reminder, we are in the final stretch of our backpack drive to make sure that kids have what they need for the new school year. We've teamed up with the Bakersfield Homeless Center to make it happen. We're hoping to collect 700 backpacks with basic school supplies and also clothes and underwear for boys, girls, and teens. You can drop off donations at our station on 22nd and L Streets or the Homeless Center on East Truxtun Avenue today through Friday.
And the start to the school year often marks new beginnings, which holds true for CSU Bakersfield.
The university is expanding programs to bring research opportunities to aspiring scientists on campus. And Tabitha Mills is joining us this morning with more.
That's right. Good morning, Maddie and Alex.
Morning.
Well, not just expanding, but doubling the number of research scholarships, which means more students on campus will have the opportunity to do groundbreaking research right here in our community.
I mean, I was working on the slope map. It's amazing. It's not something that I imagined I'd be doing, but I'm highly excited.
Imagine the opportunity to be paid to research your passion.
To be given just creativity to pursue earthquakes, I find amazing. It's almost like living your dream.
That's the reality for Tony Ramirez and Carol Casas, grad students in the geology department at CSU Bakersfield.
Humbling experience in a sense, because you work with these amazing people that have this great knowledge, and to be mentored by them, and it's very humbling.
Their research focused on the Kern River watershed, the area along Highway 178 to Lake Isabella, collecting samples, running labs and trials to answer the question, what would happen if an earthquake triggered a landslide in the canyon? A timely and important topic after the 7.1 magnitude earthquake rocked eastern Kern County a month ago, causing rocks to fall along 178. The biggest concern, debris from a landslide damming the river.
Those dams tend to fail, and they can fail catastrophically, and so we can send a lot of water and debris really quickly down into Bakersfield. So it's a hazard, not likely to happen, but it's something that we want to make sure that we know, okay, what is the likelihood that it could happen, and what is the plan to address that.
Ramirez and Casas are paid a stipend through the President's Associates.
It's just that little extra, and then that way you don't have to worry about other financial expenses, and you can just devote that time for your research.
The program raised more than $150,000 during its last campaign, doubling the number of research scholarships provided to students on campus.
A lot of people don't know CSUB is involved in research. We think of research in terms of the big universities out throughout the country. Well, CSUB is actually conducting research because of this program.
The runners and their research now recognized by the scientific world's brightest minds, paving the way for a bright future.
The National Science Foundation awarded CSUB a 5-year, $5 million CREST program grant, and that is also being used to support student research in the Kern River Canyon and student research on CSUB's campus. It's amazing because it's true. Like they said, a lot of times people think of this great research that's going to make a difference in someone's lives, probably for the better, happening at universities on the East Coast or universities to the north of California or to the south. But it's not. It's happening at CSUB, and it's really exciting for our community.
Yeah, we want to keep those bright minds here in our community.
Yeah.
Give them some place to go and develop.
Exactly.
So cool. All right, thanks, Tab.
All right, coming up, a new fitness studio making its way to Bakersfield.
Yeah, we'll hear more about how one couple hopes that you have your pedaling your way through this new workout coming up on Sunrise. A measles scare in Los Angeles after a person infected with the virus traveled through the heavily populated Union Station. According to the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, the contagious person was a non-resident who traveled through the transit station on July 23rd. Anyone who may have been there on that date may be at risk of developing measles for up to 21 days after being exposed. There have been 16 measles cases in Los Angeles County this year.
You may soon be able to monitor your blood pressure by taking a selfie. Here's how it works. Natural light penetrates the face's outer layer of the skin, allowing the digital optical sensors in your phone to detect blood flow patterns. Canadian researchers tested this software called transdermal optical imaging on more than 1,300 adults who recorded 2-minute videos. When compared to a traditional cuff-based device, it accurately predicted the systolic blood pressure or upper number 95% of the time. It was also 96% accurate when it comes to the diastolic blood pressure, which is the lower number. The scientists say more research is needed to test this technology on people with high or low blood pressure, but still very interesting.
Yeah. All right, still ahead. We'll have your 17 Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Now, the city of Tehachapi has a new store in town as Walmart opens their first store today. The new Walmart brought over 200 new jobs to the city and comes with the company free grocery pickup service. The company's free grocery pickup service. City officials plan to cut the ribbon this morning at 7:30. The new Walmart's on Tucker Road near West Tehachapi Boulevard. A Bakersfield couple wants to get people spinning. They're opening an indoor spin studio in the Rosedale area this fall. It's called Rush Cycle. They plan to have high-intensity, full-body cycling workouts. No exact opening date yet, but they're aiming for late October. Rush Cycle will open next to Studio Movie Grill on Callaway Drive off Rosedale Highway. If you have your degree in nursing and you're looking for a job, a Bakersfield hospital is hiring. Encompass Health is looking for candidates certified in CPR, chronic illness care with at least 1 year of experience in an inpatient hospital setting. Encompass says it offers student loan forgiveness, sign-on bonuses, and other perks to new hires. It's happening today at 7 a.m. and continues until noon. You can find Encompass Health on Commerce Drive off Truxton Avenue.